I want to see if I can get through 4 books this week. Bells, come here. Woof. Just like, why do blurbs have to say that they're going to deliver something and then they don't? And a new segment called Snack, Snack, Snacks. Morning guys, I have decided to do a weekly vlog just because I feel like it. It's week 2 of the school holidays and I have a plan of attack for this week in terms of my reading. So last night I stayed up till like 2 in the morning and I finally finished The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. This is book 3 in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. And honestly, I thought it was pretty good. I think it's possibly my least favourite of all 3 simply because this is more to do with Elizabeth and she's on trial and a political side of things, and it reminded me of Game of Thrones in the sense that there's heaps of different perspectives in this one, and at times... Ooh. That sounded like a tui. I really hope you could hear the his little trilling, or she, I'm not sure how to tell the gender of a tui, but anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so at times it was quite hard to follow along with who was saying what, but that's out of the way now. Next week I'm starting the Reading Rush Readathon, and to be honest I have no idea when this vlog is going up. It might come up after my Readathon vlog, but anyway, in this grand scheme of time, this is coming the week before the readathon, and I want to see if I can get through 4 books this week, simply because these are books that have been on my TBR for a wee while now, since episode 5 of Will Chooses My TBR, and I just really want to get to them rather than just not finishing them and putting them back on my shelf. But to figure out which one I'm going to read first, wheel time. Alright, we're here. Let's do a spinny. The trouble with that prompt is none of these are actually like loved authors. I haven't read, Timber. I've only read from Stephanie Meyer before, and I definitely wouldn't say she's like a loved author. So I think that just means I'm gonna spin again. Wow, I really need to wash my hair. That's my next job. So the ugliest cover out of all of these, I don't feel like any of them are particularly bad. Ooh, get that out of here. Yeah, I don't think any of these are particularly bad. Out of all of these, babe, which one do you think is the worst cover?
Shamed.
Yeah? Okay. I'll go with that one. Why do you reckon this one's bad?
Looks
dull. Okay. Yeah, I think I can understand that. Like Girl on the Train, you have that element of something's happening. Twilight is just Twilight, and Aragon has a dragon, so okay, I can understand that. And this one was actually a follower favourite pick from episode 5 of Will Chooses My TBR. So, and honestly, after reading like this looks tiny in comparison, so I reckon I can do this. Honestly, I'm feeling good about this challenge. Right, let's make a start. Hey, puss. Want some chips? No, she's staying. Hey guys, so washed hair, a bowl of chips, and 100 pages later I am about to reach the halfway mark of this, and I'm actually really enjoying it. What's her name? Castillo has this really amazing way of just getting to the point. So at the very beginning, there's a prologue and it just immediately outlines the chapters of the grandmother's brutal murder. And I was right, there was a grandchild who was kidnapped, but there was also a grandchild who ran away and avoided it, so she became like the first witness. And honestly, it's just your classic murder mystery thriller at the moment. Nothing is standing out in ways of really wowing me. I also am enjoying the fact that the girl who was kidnapped has Cohen's disease, so it's some representation for the special and gifted children of the world. So I just thought that was another nice touch. I'm feeling quite confident that I will finish this today. Oh, what I should shout out though is some snacks. I should make this like a segment because I'm always talking about books. Insert some sort of tune. Snack, 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 snack. This is the snack I'm going to be talking about today. It is tamarind bonbons. If you're unfamiliar with what tamarinds are, they are like this bean-shaped kind of fruit, and you can get them in sour and in sweet. It's often an ingredient used in Eastern and Asian cooking, and I was introduced to them last year by essentially the in-laws, and they're really good. And then we found these at a local trading store, and they're really nice. Very, very sweet. They look like this. They're quite sweet, but it's almost like when you have a toffee to suck on. They're really, really good. So if you're a local Palmy North person, I found these at Davis Trading. Alright guys, I've decided I've got to tidy up this mess, but I thought whilst I'm doing this, I will talk to you about my current book thoughts. So as you know, I thought the start of the book was pretty good, and honestly, I stand by that. I think the first 100 pages were quite strong. But essentially what's happened is that the murder case has gone kind of cold turkey, and our main investigator is finding it hard to make any leeway. And so as a result of that, everything is kind of slow now. Things are being repeated, and because the detective is going in circles, it feels like the story is going in circles. And I think a way that other crime authors have dealt with that is they've had another perspective thrown in. Now, sometimes I've said that I don't like other perspectives, and I, like I say, stand with that opinion, but that's mostly when it's like fantasy novels, or like, I don't know, something where I really want to be invested in one character. I don't really like my focus being shared with others. But what's happening now is that with all the focus being from the detective's point of view, with only like a few little inserts of other secondary characters' perspectives, is that it's the same thing happening over and over again, and I'm just not as interested in it anymore. By the way, I'm doing some fried chicken. I picked this up at a discount store. It's this yang nyum. So I'm meant to deep fry this chicken first because I want it to be crispy and fried chicken. You can also do it stir fried, and then use this on it.
Oh my God! It seems like the hair wasn't more voluntary, the person's safety.
Okay guys, so I did it. I finished Shamed by Linda Castillo, and I say that with a sigh because after everything I was just talking to you about when I was making dinner a wee while ago now, it kind of went a bit downhill. And the thing is, I feel real bad saying this because it was a fellow favourite, but I think it just goes to show that not all books are made for all readers. It's bang on 3 stars. So it's a solid 3 stars overall. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't my favourite either. With that being said, it is obviously time. Oh, actually, let's go put that up on the shelf. So I've got these 3 left, which means on average I have to read 1 book every 2 days, which I think I can do if I manage my time well. So to choose the next one, we've got The Wheel again. Hey, that works okay. All right, so we need to get rid of Ugly Cover and replace it with Unfamiliar, so Unfamiliar Author, which would work for 1 of those. My mum picks. Alright, I'll give her a quick message. Update. So as you just saw, Mum chose The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Interesting that the students at school are talking about this and wanting and have good things to say as well. So this is an adult thriller. Our main character is a commuter. She's on the train, and one day she sees something and that kind of haunts her and is where the story takes off from. That's me for the night. See you tomorrow. Happy Tuesday. So it's currently 1 p.m. and I have spent all morning filming a thrift and partially new clothing haul and tried it all on, and it took me so long, but honestly I had so much fun talking to you guys about clothes and fashion. It's kind of another passion of mine. Not that you can really tell so far since I've just been at home in the school holidays and I just throw on like a black long sleeve and sweatpants, but when I'm at work I like to dress up. I enjoy the whole dressing up of being a bit smarter, feeling a bit more put together, feeling a bit more like an adult. But what just came in though is this dress. Let's see if I can show you. Where am I gonna stand you up? So as I said, I just filmed my thrift haul, but this came in and it's thrifted as well. It's from Trade Me and it is this really nice cream woolen dress with, oh, the sun actually coming through is showing you the embroidery really nice. It's got some matching cream embroidery and on the sleeves as well. Okay, so here's the dress. I just moved the mirror so hopefully the lighting's a bit better so you can see all the embroidery, but the sleeves are a little bit short. I'm not mad though, I can probably just roll them up a little bit and it would be okay. I don't know, do I have abnormally long arms? I don't think so. But anyway, here is le dress. In terms of reading, I've made no progress, but you know what? That's okay. Anybody out there who can tell me if this is elasticy for like pizza dough, or any bread people, any bakers, can you drop a comment, help a girl out? Is this good pizza dough? There are remnants of experiment 1 and this is number 2, looking decidedly less overcooked, and we put the cheese on later this time like the instructions actually told us to. I have to go pop into work, so this is my like casual outfit of the day. I have an Adidas top, some white pants and my Nikes and a purple puffer. I'm just thinking this and this is thrifted. Okay, let's get to work. Of course you do. Dunno. So I got back from work and then Titus came home and we went out to do some groceries. But I wanted to show you the snacks we bought. Snacks. From the British shop we have some extra, with 2 X's, extra flaming hot Cheetos. They probably are American, to be honest. There was some pick a mix, so I got $3 worth of some Dolly mix. Some original toffee, the hard stuff that's actually like takes forever to eat. And then Titus got himself some black mint airwaves. Why did you get airwaves? Shrugs shoulder. And then from the South African shop, we got monkey gland sauce. Do not worry, it is not made from genuine monkey glands, it's just called monkey gland. And I picked it up because it just sounds new. It's like tomatoey and it has like fruit in it, so I thought it would be real good with pork. The lady at the shop suggested getting some garlic and herb seasoning. She said it's real good with everything, so picked it up. We then got some cabanossi, which is beef and pork dried like sausage. By the way, 100% respect if you're vegetarian or vegan, but like we're not, so here's some meat products. Let me open it. It looks like, this is what it looks like. Smells kind of interesting actually. And then we got some chili biltong, which is dried beef. Oh man, you can actually smell the chili. And this is what that looks like. Do you want to try that? I quite like that actually. Oh, the spice is kicking in. Then from reduced to clear, the boys got some Carabao. This is the green apple one. I don't really like energy drinks, but they got themselves like a 24 pack. We found this organic Marukura barley miso traditional soybean paste, and I was reading it and it's actually made by a family in Japan, and I just wanted to pick it up. I was curious. Some organic 70% dark chocolate by Green and Blacks. It's ethical and all of that good stuff, fair trade. And then perhaps not so fair trade, I actually don't know. I need to look into the brand who makes M&Ms. But I'd never heard of birthday cake M&Ms before, so we picked those up. Nice little snack hole there. Hey team, I thought I should probably actually do a reading update, considering this is meant to be a reading vlog. So I'm up to page 124 of The Girl on the Train, and so far it's going all right. Rachel is essentially a massive drunk, so huge triggers for that, and has gone through a really bad breakup, and she cannot get over her ex-husband. She still calls him her husband, so there's lots of emotional turmoil going on. In terms of the thriller aspect of it, I feel like it's a little bit slow to pick up. But all in all, I'm not super hooked in. And I think that's just because I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe it's because I've just finished reading the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo Millennium series, which seems a lot more intense with the action-y parts, that this is feeling a little bit mediocre compared to that. I know you shouldn't compare books, but that's where I'm at with it. Oh, okay team. Oh, let's move that out of the way. I finished The Girl on the Train, and honestly, I'm not very impressed with it. How do I explain this? It just wasn't exciting. It felt like a thriller mystery. I just thought it was mediocre, and I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I should let you know, huge trigger for alcoholism, and also the characters in here are essentially prolific cheaters. They're all cheating on each other. So, where do I start? Okay, let's start with the blurb. The blurb says that our main character Rachel sees something shocking, and in one moment everything changes. I think that's a massive hyperbole. Is that the fancy word for over-exaggeration? I should know, I'm an English teacher. It's the school holidays, let me be. And I think that sets the tone for the rest of the book. There's lots of hype, and it doesn't come to fruition. It's interesting because I was asking people on my Instagram if they had read it, and people who actually responded like with a message said, yeah, I've read it. And it was really underwhelming, and I couldn't agree more, and everyone that I've talked to has the same opinion of this book, apart from apparently a couple of students, so I'm happy that people like it. Don't ever get me wrong, I always want everyone to like the books, because that's the whole point of reading, right, to enjoy your story. And like the main character in here, Rachel, she just frustrated me, not necessarily because she's an alcoholic. I don't think alcoholism is necessarily a personality trait at all, but her actions and just never learning from them irritated me so much. And then, just like, why do blurbs have to say that they're going to deliver something and then they don't? Oh, I also forgot to say that there is domestic abuse triggers in this book too. So work is done, but I went into my Pidge and one of the teachers has given me a book voucher for the local bookstore, so you bet your bottom dollar I have to go spend those straight away. So let's go. Okay, so I went to Bruce Mackenzie bookstore and I actually ended up ordering the book, so I don't have it with me. I ordered The Well of Ascension, which is book 2 in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, and I figured that's a good investment for a book because I bought book 1, loved it, and I want to collect the collection. So rather than buying a book that I would have immediately in my hand, I decided I was just gonna wait and get one that I really wanted. Off to go start reading Twilight, I guess. I'm bored with blonde. Do I go light pink or light purple? I put a poll up in my Instagram stories. I mean, okay, I know I put a poll out. I'm hoping you guys agree with me, but I actually just called my hairstylist and just said, hey, heads up, if I want to change my colour, is that all good to do with the tone tomorrow? And she was like, yep, sweet. And in my head, I know what colour I want, but I'll consider your guys' ideas, your contributions. Oh, but I'm excited. See how excited I am? It just shows that I'm shallow? No, that you just express yourself through your physical body, which carries my soul on this journey that is life. Right. I should probably start, don't know. I forgot that Bella gets called Bells by her dad. And the thing is, one of my boyfriend's best friends, man, that made it sound like I had more than one boyfriend. Not the case. Very loyal, thank you. But the best friend has a dog called Bella, and he often calls his dog Bells. So when I read Bells, I think of a golden Labrador. Hey, Bella, my love. Bells, come here. Woof. Page 13, second paragraph. No one was going to bite me. Bells, little does she know. Good morning. I was actually up in decent time today. In fact, I was up at 7 o'clock, which is a record this entire school holidays, but I am at page 124 of Twilight, and honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's almost not allowed to enjoy Twilight anymore, but look, I mean, the last time I read it, I was 13, and lots of people have said since I last read it that the writing's really bad, Bella's a really dumb character, and in the movie I have to kind of agree, she's portrayed really ditzy, and let's be honest, the acting itself wasn't great. But let's just talk about the writing style. I think Marissa Meyer's writing style is all good. In fact, if people were being honest with themselves and perhaps not trying to be one of the people who just teamed up against her because it was cool to be against Twilight. Like, listen to this sentence. The bouquets of brilliant anemones undulated ceaselessly in the invisible current. Twisted shells scurried about the edges, obscuring the crabs within them. Starfish stuck motionless to the rocks and each other, while one small black eel with white racing stripes wove through the bright green weeds, waiting for the sea to return. I would almost say that's poetic. And then Bella is actually really intelligent. Like, she's clumsy in that classic hates to do PE, likes to read books, cliche kind of description. But she's really intelligent. By the way, here is my finished manicure. Woo. I don't feel like the light's picking up how purple it is. It's not actually like bright purple, but there we go. Does that help with my nails? So like the roots are a bit like lilac-y purple, and then from there it goes just a bit faded. I didn't want to go too hard with the purple in case like I didn't fully love it. All right, team. So I just finished Twilight, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. And I think I've got to give it 5 stars. This might put me at risk of every single one of you unfollowing, but honestly, I don't see the big deal in why it is so disliked. I thought that the character development was fun and interesting to read about. I thought the world building was poetic at times. Yes, there were some parts I laughed at because it was outrageous, but you have those parts in all like teenage dramas. And honestly, I thought the romance in it was really nice. In the movie, everything seems to be way more quickfire and way more just wrong because of, like I've already kind of mentioned, the not so great acting. But in the book, it's way more slow. Edward and Bella actually get to know each other. And book 1, yes, there's a little, like, what's the word I'm looking for? A little action when she's being hunted. I'm sure you're all familiar with the story by now. Bella gets hunted by this vampire fella towards the end of the book. But for the most part, it's just a really nice high school story of 2 people getting to know each other. And I think, honestly, I just hold a lot of respect for it being a pioneer in its genre, and I just can't say too many bad things about it. I guess if any slightly negative comment I had to have is that You don't see much racial representation aside from the people on the reservation, and I suppose Maya could have been a bit more inclusive of the students' physical and cultural attributes outside of the reservation. But so far, with this one finished, that means I'm 3 books down and I'm actually on schedule, so I've just got 1 more book to go. So I said I had 1 more book to go. I didn't lie. I just had high expectations of myself, but the reality is I didn't read anything on Saturday and Sunday. So all in all, I read those 3 books that you have seen throughout this vlog, and I kind of almost burnt myself out. When I started Aragon, I got like 50 pages into it, and I just didn't keep going, so the footage isn't worth showing at all. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a cheeky like and subscribe down below, and enjoy all the places you go in your own reading adventures. Bye.